Hello Sagittarius, this is Caro. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are going to perform 2020 Singles Love Tarot reading in Tarot Solar Sun Studio, and we are going to do this in 3 sections. This is a large and a big spread. It is definitely not a quick fix reading. It really wants to give you something, taking the things from a very basic and fundamental level, and by the end we are seeing what is manifesting for you as a love potential. But throughout this process we will see your relationship patterns and what is repeating for you all the time, and how you can actually break this cycle. So assuming that you are single now and looking for love, or not necessarily looking for love, but it can be that also you want to know your love relationship patterns, and you want to see how these sometimes habits and conditionings are actually affecting our choices. By gaining awareness around that, this is about you breaking maybe a cycle. So yeah, this is really a spread actually for people who want to do the work. But from the fashion that I read tarot, so yes, this is how we perform in Tarot Solar Sun Studio. So this is an in-depth reading. I also offer my coherence coming to me asking private reading for singles and their love life. If they are single, I perform this reading with more cards, other layers, but this is basically what I'm doing. So I really take things from foundational level and bringing them to the utmost point. So if you are considering this reading as a private reading, you can check the description box below. There is going to be a link there for private readings. So for the general reading then, for 2020, let's see what kind of a pattern is emerging and where it is leading up to. So Sagittarius, let's begin this reading, how this spread works. Let's talk about it. First we will check the single and looking for love spread here. This is our first spread. It's gonna explore your dating history, what you think you want, what you really need. We're gonna do a reality check where you are at, and we will have advice. We will see what works for you and what is not working for you, definitely. We're gonna see some behavioral patterns, areas that need further growth, what needs to be liberated within yourself in the spread. And finally, we will see a love relationship manifesting for you. And actually, it is not about really finding love, or I don't think that even manifestation is problem now. It's about how you can sustain relationships, because if you do not gain awareness to your relationship patterns or your attachment styles, even the best love comes to your life, how are you gonna keep it, right? Because relationships requires a maintenance, and I think it's a bit art to do that. So that's why this reading is not an instant gratification. So here we have also the new love interest manifesting for you, from their vocation to their characteristic. Some physical features even we can extract. We will see what are we gonna be told there, and what Tarot wants us to know, and what we need to know. Also about their first impressions of you, you know, the emotional connection, the long-term potential of the relationship. We will all be exploring that. Now, let's begin from your dating history. For sure, everyone is watching this reading has a different story. You may have many dates in the past, or maybe you were married or partnered, it doesn't matter. But the energy which I will be talking about in this section is about the dating history, where you have been apart, and maybe one of the person whose energy was very obvious in your life. It can be, okay? But again, it's a general reading. It's not going to resonate with everyone. That's why check your moon rising and other astrological associations if you would like to. So let's begin from your dating history, where you have been, so who you were, who your partner was, and the relationship you were in. Oh my goodness. Okay, for some of you this was a relationship. I see here a bit generational gap. Maybe your love interest was much older than you. I see here you are in the page energy. So maybe for some of you, maybe you have changed a physical geography or a place in order to be with them. So there was a lot of change for you. I see here the relationship was has a stable or predictable part, and there were also these unexpected events actually time to time showing up. However, the one here is telling me that this was a connection which was very much full of action, and it was fired up too often. At times it was fun, it was full of energy, and a very charged energy with the Ace of Wands. But Emperor here as a partner, like sometimes a person, for instance, the love interest is taking like a parental role, but in the relationships you want a lover, not a father or a mother like figure for sure. But I see here maybe time to time this is like yeah, there can be some generational even differences. However, I see here a quite authoritarian due to the Emperor's energy partner here. So it was always like, I feel that you are like always some kind of under check, or you are a very spirited person. The Sagittarians I meet, usually free-spirited people. Maybe the Emperor energy here was, I mean, you must have really had a crush to this person, I think, because I think there was some restrictions even, but you prefer to stay in this relationship, assuming that this relationship is over now and you are a single person watching this reading. So this was literally Ace of Wands, also out of sudden relatively a new relationship maybe for some of you, and in the beginning there was a lot of positive things. There was maybe achievements. I see here very straightforward communication between two of you, actually very energized, and maybe a relationship due to the differences, I mean, regardless of the differences, it was like a, I don't know, but it was like a collab. It's like people getting some desired results here. Maybe it was this energy, then it got maybe love, and people started to like not to feel for each other, and maybe then later obstacles has emerged, and the strength of the relationship couldn't carry them. There was setbacks, delays, lack of progress, and maybe for some of you this relationship has become predictable, boring, and people didn't put effort to inject some maybe that it's beginning spirit. Maybe there was a it's like this, for instance, there was a lot of discovery, but at some point, the relationships has to make that leap, that, that swing, that bounce. Otherwise, maybe it couldn't catch that. Okay, maybe it couldn't catch that. So I see here, when you were together, maybe, I don't know, but someone else is moving into the person's home. Maybe you travel together a lot with this person. And maybe for some of you, I don't know, but there was some developments which really scared people away from something. At some point, maybe due to too much stimulus, it became overstimulated. So it really, people seek something else, it can be. But I think in the beginning, people actually really were into walking on this same path, but then they solve their differences. It can be. Let me see the relationship dynamic. Actually, I don't do this. I do this usually in the private readings, but for this one, I wanna see the position there. So once, yeah. So some instant changes, and this ebb and flows. This relationship was full of, the moon is also the emotional complexities get in. This maybe, we couldn't align these complexities with that time's spirit, it can be. Or something has always stayed for some of you in the beginning and it couldn't progress, it can be. And maybe there was a change, this, you know, adaptation was needed, but it didn't happen. As I see here, person, you know, emperor, well, adaptation, question mark, emperor. Emperor is already adapted, but maybe you here had hard time to adapt yourself to something. Let's check another now section here. Sagittarius, now we will see what you think you want, and then we will see what you really need, okay? Because this is what tarot tells us. So actually, when you say, okay, I know what I want, you know, I know what I want, we say in love, I know what I want. But usually in love, we don't get it, but universe gives us something different. So it's not always the thing actually that you wanted. Actually, you get maybe what you need, right? So this is like, we will try to have a glimpse about that equation usually, which happens too often in life, because you plan something, but actually universe is planning something else for you, okay? This is something like that. So who you want to be, let's say, okay, what you think you want, who you want to be. You want to be Two of Swords. Who you want them to be, you want them to be a hangman. And the relationship you say you are looking for pure sensuality, good sensuality, physicality, charming, creative, fertile, abundant, beautiful energy of Empress, which is like super sensual and also value creating. What you want them to be, hangman, I don't know, but you want this person. I see your previous partner maybe was overly controlling, or like a bit, yeah, a person who is definitely not absent in the relationships but over controlling. You want now more relaxed person, hangman, more relaxed person, a person actually do not control anything, they just be at the flow of things. And Two of Swords, you want to blossom, like your potential here, the flower, you want it to blossom. Less restrictions coming from life or the requirements or the responsibilities, but you want to expand that flower, that blossoming of the mind. So this is actually like you want to be, when you start a love relationship, I want to be in the beginner's mind. I can hop from one idea to another, well, with the expectation that you can, you know, switch time to time things, but the person has to be flexible for that. Hangman people are not, you know, over control. It's completely different energy than the Emperor. So I think in your previous relationships, Sagittarius, there is something here with the roles that people playing. You want, I see that you want a fresh energy. And you want your creative potential to be realized, Empress, in this relationship. This is also, Two of Swords is also unrealized energy. It's like through this union, some unrealized energies make themselves like, let's say, discovered once again. Maybe in the beginning, in your previous relationship, the Emperor here will definitely see the potential in you, but Hangman person is not after like seeing potentials or something. this person doing their own inner blooming, you are here doing a more of an intellectual blooming, and through that something sensual, earthly comes out. Maybe with this person, maybe for some of you Empress, you wanna be a mother. It can be, you know, you wanna have kids, or how to say, enough relationship without giving it any tags, actually, like soulmate, twin flame, or karmic. You know, it's an abundant relationship. It's like a people can find their rightful places in this relationship. Okay, so with the Empress, this is, I see for some of you, Hangman is also a gestation period. Actually, there is something with pregnancy, maybe with the person you wanna start up a family, for some of you. So there is also this, definitely, I can tell. But 3 major arcana cards in the first 2 spreads, and I see here, Sagittarius, there is one point, there is this willingness from your side to the other, and you want this, I think, from the other person. If you are already a settled person, let's say, there is this willingness to respect in privacy of the other person. Okay, this and letting people to be in their own way, actually. So this can be also at that circle, you can exchange things with this person. Okay, I don't think that this is your really inner blossoming. This is like the flower, the rose of your mind, and it is again unrealized potential. Hangman, discovering the potential, and Empress is like giving birth to everything which was like long accumulated within you. So the relationship is making the most hidden desires, feelings, sentiments, emotions to come out, this kind of thing. Actually, Ace of Wands is that too, but this is very raw. In the Empress energy, this is not a raw energy. This is really a good crafted energy. There is also a lot of seduction here. Yeah, sexuality, the hatching, lots charmful relationship. It has this charm. It produces its charm. Yes. Now let's see. But let's see. Yes. Now what Tarot says then here, what you really need. Now you at your best. 4 of Swords. Something with the air energy, there is a quality about your thinking, about how you articulate ideas. Your intellectual side wanna come out in the relationships. Best person partner for you, or Knight of Swords. And best relationship for you, that, or this is like to have a North Node in Scorpio. If you have a North Node in Scorpio, for instance, because this is very transformative relationships, that you won't be the same person after the relationship. Even like to experience a love relationship in the times of even this, now I'm doing this reading in 2020. And we are going through these tough times, as you know. We have social responsibilities about pandemic, but how to say, it's those times actually, true things that we do not have control over, how these things also change the way that we relate to people, how they impact, change our relationships. That here is also the transformation and renewal, this restart. So here there is something that, you know, let's mention the quality of our time. Actually, the quality of our time is making us really responsible people, and through these responsibilities are also inner world is introspection, our thinking, the way that we interact, they are all changing. There is also a lot of we have an air energy here. Communication is very important here in your relationship. Sagittarius, in this time, if you keep yourself, Four of Swords, mentally secure, with a good rested mind, your intelligence will be capable of embodying itself in a very practical and I don't know, secure way. How to say? Your intellect works like your intuition. Four of Swords actually excludes intuition a bit. It's a counterintuitive card, but actually, in these circumstances, no. It's like what you are like articulating that is like something becomes like an intuition. Okay, it's like you are establishing a bridge between the invisible energy and between your mind. So Four of Swords is something not a pure rational thoughts, but something here you can entertain deep down yourself. Just it says you are at your best when you are not too rational or have these fixed notions, or you make the mind like you make yourself like prisoner in the mind. No, here your flower wants to blossom, but it needs a secure place to blossom, and the person actually is gonna perfect that flower. Knight of Swords, at its best, it's a very dynamic energy, of course. There is here a kind of exercise in the ideas, in the shared experience, and it is an intellectual interpretation can really connect you with someone here. There is also the need to communicate the ideas that you have long time articulated, long time, thought, and make them now practical things. I mean, this intellectual maturity which is arising from that is really making you, at your best. The person here, when the person, the best partner, when this partner seek balance, control their actions with their mind, and not influencing something extreme, but rather stimulant, let's say. You are penetrating through that authoritarian, overbearing, cutting, too logical, unfeeling elements of life. So this is the cards of sincerity. So what you need is sincerity here, I do feel. And this is gonna be in your relationships, and this is gonna be really transformative. And this connection, the best relationship for you, will make you to trust your inner authority, but it's not going to make you to discredit the other person's opinions, for sure. However, through this exercising these elements of the mind in the relationship, your relationships will really, the ideas, the thinking here is transforming, okay, with the Death card. So, well, it's really transformational. It's really, yeah, this is not a ordinary card to have. You want the Empress. And what you need here is actually the Nameless Arcanum. This is like, in order to create life, Empress, we need to let go of some maybe old notions. And we're gonna understand what we need to let go of here. Yeah, a relationship which can really initiate a great change, which can really signal the end of one area of your life, making you to go to the rebirth, and making you to go through transitional period, and moving towards something which influences change is really here giving you what you need. Also at this relationship, what you need, a relationship which is gonna make you to go back to your basics, like getting back to your basics. It wants you to cut out some excessive things, and it wants you to concentrate on what is really important for you. What do you really value most? Okay? With Empress, there is a bit excessiveness in producing, but that card is about, it wants you to concentrate on what is important really for you, for this quality of the time. And yeah, the relationship makes you actually to try to renovate, and it wants you to carefully ride the waves of life. And there is a lot of communication element. So the partner here is actually someone alert rather than relaxed. A person who is really giving you this, striking these new ideas. A person who can sometimes challenge the way that we think. And yeah, transforming through that, but not in a disturbing sense for sure. So let's begin to the next section. Let's do our reality check. Now, where you are at. How you are perceived by others, Four of Cups. The type of person you are attracting. You are attracting devil types of person. The relationships you are attracting, Seven of Pentacles. Now, assuming that you are single now, and this is a reading for single Sagittarius out there, you are perceived by others, Four of Cups. Okay, now there are two things when I can say for Four of Cups. There is a big here, people see you actually, you have this aspiration for higher dimension. You have this aspiration for higher dimension of love, which can really experience something else. You are looking for this greater experience. But why? Because maybe you seem, Four of Cups, too bored of something. Okay? Too bored of something. People question. Now, we have the devil here. That's how am I going to combine and tell you intuitively. They see that, they may see that you are lack of self-love. For some of you, not every one of you, lack of self-love. So they may create a desire, temptation in you, very inviting people you attract. First, they give you that sense of fulfillment, but that Seven of Pentacles, okay, then what? I mean, there is, it's your relationships always, yeah, you go through things with people, but it always comes to a point where you start to really question, like, am I happy in this relationship, in this connection? Is this person really giving me this assurance, security? Or is it really okay to ask this? Or shall I actually have to build this within me? I mean, the person here is coming, you attract people like awakening a kind of a desire in you, that out of this Four of Cups boredom, like you want to put maybe your hopes of realization into the other. But then when it fails, and when the devil shows its playful side, or it was just a game, it was just a play, then it becomes you don't lose yourself easily. I can say that you have something to trust, but it is like always it's that game at its peak point, and it's like a turning off the TV, let's say when you are child watching your most favorite show on TV, and it's like the advertisements come in the best the most desired part of that film, of that animation. It's something like that. So something cannot come to a full circle. Well, devil part, if you attract devil parts of devil type of partners here, there is a lot of passion here, but there is a lot of unconscious force also, which is try to stimulate you. Now, the advice then, what works for you? The Fool works for you. Five of Wands does not work for you. How to maximize your chance for finding love? Two of Wands. Now, let's talk about what works for you and how to maximize your chance. There is, Sagittarius, for 2020, every time you try to tap into an unrealized potential rather than what is already known to you, and you go something new, something fresh, or you just, you know, live somewhere and you go to this adventure. You have only one baggage, and Two of Wands, you tap into that uncharted territory. This is maximizing your chance. The Fool here is also, again, freedom. I see here, time to time, you are restricted in your relationships. Okay? Your partners do not influence freedom to you, but they are creating restrictions either with control or either with this big one, red apple. But actually it works for you when you really come to your senses with the motivation of seeking and regenerating that energy, looking for like origin of something, going for the essence of things. Any liberating force which is helping you is working for you. And if you want to sometimes reach order, you have to go through the chaos. This is also what happens in the Divine Comedy of Dante, right? The way outside of hell is the way through the hell, the center, and then outside. I mean, this is like not something we can, you know, the Fool is not something you run away yourself or something. Actually, you get to the bottom of the experience and then you come out. This is also like a pilgrimage card, your spiritual quest journey. For some time to live with no fixed dwelling and the nomadic kind of lifestyle, the emigrant card, yes, with ideals and chasing their personal evolution with some Two of Wands visionary energy. So all the concepts, I mean, this energetical network of these concepts are working for you. Five of Wands does not work for you. You know, 2020, don't be a fanatic of something. I mean, have this, it says, Five of Wands, don't be fanatic of something. This mildness, this softness, mildness works for you. Five of Wands here is a bit fanatism card in the Martial tradition. So it's a bit fanatic actions, very always seeing life like as a battleground, always seeing life like a battleground, like a competition, rival, you know. Well, I don't think a river which is heading their way down from the hill to the sea, for the river it's not a rival or competition. It's just the way that he needs to or she needs to go. So don't see life like that, or your love life like a battle, it says. Enjoy in your journey of seeking. There is this kind of message coming from this, but let's see the message of your okay, so there is an ex-person here, which was a past life relationship that you have been through. You need to release this ex, so you need to cut your ethereal cord with this person if you would like to. And honeymoon card here is actually pretty much the Fool, and his journey is like a is also somewhere a journey you can do within in your mind. But this is there is this sense of leaving the past behind and really being open to some new seeking in love. With different people from different even backgrounds maybe. For this, surrender to joy, surrender to what is. Yeah, the Fool, right? Flow with what is instead of fighting it. 5 of Wands, don't see it as like a battleground. So flow with what is instead of fighting it. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. Then when you do that, maybe you surrender your need to always be right. Give others the gift of letting them be right. Be yielding, not rigid. This will help resolve conflicts and improve your relationships. And then you surrender to joy. A key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling during both the hard and easy times. Yes. And now we are going through these hard times. But the life, the death. So this is life's recycling, restart. So there is a greater lesson this period of time also is giving you. I think you're gonna know what is really valuable to you, Sagittarius, and you will stick with it and accept it as a value and go after something which is really worth for you. Now, or maybe on that journey your value system will change. Let's see now some other spread. Now the issues surrounding you, Chariot, your behavioral patterns that are influencing your love life, the Hangman. Your behavioral patterns which is influencing your love life is there is here an ideal person you want, and you say, I know what I want, but actually this is not what you need. It says, don't stick into that similar same type of person or that ex which has put you into suspension and on hold. You want to like reanimate something. Behavioral pattern is you need to reanimate something. If you have this is you erasing all the plans and surrounding to change. But by the way, the issue here with the Chariot, there is a distance you feel with something specific maybe, but actually that distance does not exist. The distance is can be only within your heart and mind maybe. The Chariot hero is also can be some hard time controlling emotionally ourselves or having to go through a lot after I mean in order to develop that mechanism of what we understand from victory in life. Maybe you want to have a personal victory, but this personal victory maybe can be something which is possible through use of your willpower, focus and self-mastery rather than sticking to something from the past or sticking into one idea, one person idea, or you know there is here a vast amount of knowledge that you can apply to a particular seeking. And there is something here maybe you're afraid to acknowledge, but it wants you to acknowledge, Sagittarius. Actually, You know, there is here a discipline, a persistent, determined energy, very assertive energy, which is also gonna develop your confidence. Maybe there is something here with the confidence, but I'm not saying like a cocky confidence. I'm saying something like a chariot kind of confidence. I'm not talking about an inflated sense of self-assurance, but I'm more talking about you finding the appropriate direction in your life and attracting relationships accordingly. Also, something maybe with to be humble time to time, harnessing excessive energies, or this can be about being firm about something. It can be, I mean, there is a particular no you have to say. It's like, I'm getting like you have to say a no to a particular thing that you couldn't say no until this time, but this time it's like you have to say no. So the areas that need further growth in order for you to love life, just silence the mind, it says. Silence the mind. That thoughts which arise at the middle of the night make you awake, trusting that everything will be okay, trusting that it's going to be okay. What you are now obsessing about won't be in your mind 3 years ago or 9 months, won't be in your mind 3 years later or 9 months later. Something with the mind, actually you know this, that's why you want this 2 and 4 relaxed energy with the mind. Because when you keep your mind stable here, rather than jumping in thoughts and obsessing about things, you know that this is gonna control the chariot, your actions. I want to see here another card, the areas you need to change or process in order to find love. You see the Fool. Again, you need to find what is working for you, your trust, the courage of leaving something behind completely and heading towards something fresh in your life. This may also can make you to start a new life in a completely different place. What you need to liberate within yourself in order to allow life, allow love to come to your life. 10 of Pentacles. Anything, these unworking traditions which are not supporting your growth, things which are very, very old-fashioned. I mean, can be kept as a memory or, you know, like inheritance to you, but they do not support or what others say, what others will say, what others will talk. These people. I mean, there is a. I feel Sagittarius like needs to be in a new quest, but at this stage of their life, there is a lot of influence from the others. Maybe there is also here something financial. In the 10 of Cups, you keep something, maybe a hope for a source, this assists, but this is, you need to make it work for you, to, how to say, you need to give something a function, okay, like there is a gold statue there, but let's say the people is poor. So the emperor comes and melt down this statue and feed the people, you know, something like that. There is something there within you supporting. Don't listen them. Do something radically changing your life. Also unexpected with the Fool. Surprise, yes, you want surprise, Sagittarius. Not predictability. You want definitely surprise in the quest of love. Now, I want to also check now what is manifesting for you. There is really now a pattern here, you see? With the Fool, 2 times, Hangman, 2 times. Actually, you are so unselfish person when it comes to material affairs, but the people you have attracted is not selfish when it comes to material affairs. Or people you have met is not dependable in business. Yeah, I mean, a person can be self-sacrificing, let's say, but maybe they are also self-sacrificing the needs of the other people for a kind of a goal. Which is not really gonna serve something, maybe. Maybe this is something you criticize in the relationships. There can be also partners you attract with kind of whom has a kind of a dependence or addiction, it can be for some of you. But Sagittarius, this 2020, I see you here actually with endurance. You have great ability to grow from very difficult experiences. Yeah. Now let's see what is manifesting. Your new love interest is the world. Their vocation is a 10 of Cups. This person can be like a consular, giving service to people, or a kind of a consultant. This person may work from home, by the way. Yeah, they may have a home business. Also, their vocation can be a consultant for people who are coupled. It can be. There can be also a person who is living in a countryside and doing a job for families. I do feel like a family-oriented job or vocation. I do feel like maybe they are inherited their family job. The world person here is a very mature partner. This person can be even at the other side of the world, but a mature partner. Let me see their best characteristics. Oh, this person will gonna create opportunity from everything. It's like they touch a stone and they see a sculpture in the stone. They touch something and they see a great potential in something. A person who sees the potential. So a person who can recognize the treasure in you as well. Your inner wealth. Their flaws is their lack of direction. The point is they may lack of direction, or there can be a physical distance between you. This person can be Cancer person. I feel a kind of a water sign energy here. So their physical features, this is a Plutonic type. The person here can have, I see here a kind of a dark hair and a person who has, usually, by the way, the trumpet, people who play the trumpet does not have so big lips. So maybe more thinner lips. They may have a kind of Asian origin, or it can be, I don't know. By the way, it can be a person who has a music. With music, they can have a history. A person who can play an instrument. I don't know, but the person is like living in a countryside. So their first impressions of you is a Queen of Pentacles. Oh, this person, yeah, they will see your inner treasure and outer treasure. They will see the treasure. They you know, this person will see what others do not see in you. Okay, so this is a very careful person, very attentive to details person, by the way. You will be amazed with their attentive to details, but I mean the real deal attentive to details, not like on word or, you know. Your first impressions of them, Knight of Wands. Oh, the problem is that this person can be far away or has to go later, because you may wondering, okay, they are here now and they can go tomorrow, Knight of Wands. The knight who comes as they please and go as they please, but this is what they have to do. Let me see another. Their emotional connection for you, Four of Wands, they want to marry you. Let's get engaged. Sagittarius, they can say. Four of Wands, they want to be to establish something with you. Your emotional connection to them. Oh, Sagittarius, you have Seven of Swords. You would always have a separate plan to yourself. Yeah, you will see your conditions, what you can do, and you will see like if you can get out if things go wrong for you, because I think there is here something with trust. You cannot fully trust this person, so here there is an element of trust we need to work, and this is gonna come with the Fool energy. I see you here a bit skeptic with the person. You have doubts. Emotional connection with the Seven of Swords. A person here can connect with in the intellectual level. You will connect them, and maybe this is gonna address a kind of a need here. It can be the strength of the relationship, Nine of Wands. This relationship has like a survived kind of thing. It will have a definitely, because this is the strength card, and maybe it's gonna survive through this hard times, tough times. Definitely the strength is also physical strength of this relationship. The relationship has a stamina really here. The weakness, Ace of Wands. The weakness here, how to initiate. This can be like an online person you can meet. That's why here something can be here with the initiation or that spark, or a little bit the spontaneity, the surprise element it needs. The weakness here can be then the predictability, okay? And so if it bores you, you may wanna go out, yeah. Because you don't wanna be restricted from your first relationship. The long-term potential of the relationship, Ten of Wands, yes, it has a long-term potential, but here, the relationship reaches a kind of a cycle, and there is a point that it says, people, stop here, this cannot go anymore. But until that time, people go through together things, but until one point it cannot be pushed. So a relationship which has a long-term potential, but how to say, not like a forever, but it has the potential, plus a lot of effort needs to be put, especially with seeing each other. Now the world, the judgment, Four of Wands. Maybe one person will emigrate to the other person's country, it can be even, or change. Why I see passports here. And this connection, I think it can start still in the impacts where we still see this pandemic, by the way. It can go through rough times. How to say, the relationship is not a shallow, you know, it's not something like that. It has really great potential, but yeah, there can be some self-sacrifices people can make in order to be together. But the person really, they want to settle down with you. But maybe that's why you are Seven of Swords. You are very doubtful about this person, but they are not looking at doubtful towards you. But this can be something which can manifest when you have the full mentality. So what you are manifesting here is not an old one. Can it be transformative? Yes, it can be, definitely. I don't think that the person is a devil person, so you are breaking a cycle here. Thank you so much for watching, Sagittarius. Again, if you would like to have this reading as a private reading option, please check the description box below. I will speak to you soon. Thank you so much for listening. Take good care. Ciao for now.